Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal match preview time. We are back and it's Bayern Munich against Arsenal in the Champions League quarterfinal second leg. 2-2 last week. We scored fast. Bayern Munich came back and they scored 2 goals and then we had to score a second half goal to make it 2-2. A draw is better than a loss for sure. And we are coming into this game after losing to Aston Villa. Now, the last couple of days has been tough. This preview was supposed to come out yesterday, but listen, there was so much talk about Arsenal as usual. And it's just better to stay off online for a couple of days. Not the best place to be after Arsenal have lost a game online. Just stay away from it. But we are back now. We need to push forward. And one of the things that Arsenal have done really well the last couple of seasons, yes, sometimes we can draw or lose, or sometimes lose 2 games in a row, but we usually bounce back right after that. We've done that a lot this season and last season as well. You lose a game, you bounce back with a win, with 2, 3, 4 consecutive wins. Now we've got a lot of wins this season since we lost to Fulham this year. And I'm hoping the same happens right now, starting with Bayern Munich. Now this could be the second loss of a back-to-back. We usually do that a lot as well. We usually lose 2 games in a row, but I'm hoping that is not the case because if we ended up losing this game, I know things will go really, really badly in terms of the fan base and all the media talk about Arsenal throwing both competitions away in the space of a week. We don't want that to happen. If you go and you beat Bayern Munich in this game away from home, a place we've always been trashed over the last few times we faced them, the confidence comes back and we go to that Wolves and that Chelsea game confident, and we never know what is going to happen. Listen, as I said in the reaction, 2-3 things could happen. You could end up capitulating like we did last season and not win anything. We could end up winning the rest of our games and I don't know, Man City still win the rest of their games and we still finish 2 points behind, and that could happen. Or we could win all our games and Man City drop points and all of a sudden everyone forgets about the Aston Villa game if we ended up winning the title. But in the Champions League, it's a different case. We are now facing Bayern Munich, and even if we beat Bayern Munich, Real Madrid or Man City, but listen, we might not win the Champions League. I know that. Even if you beat Bayern Munich, you still have Man City and Real Madrid. But if you get through Bayern Munich, I think that will give fans more confidence if we get to the semi-final. But it's not going to be easy. Bayern Munich have now officially lost the league to Leverkusen, so this is the only competition they have, and you expect them to take it very seriously. If we beat Bayern Munich here, it's over for them in terms of this season. They have to wait for next season pretty much. All the competitions are done for them. So they'll definitely be taking this game very, very seriously. And as I said in the first leg, I don't agree people saying, yeah, Bayern Munich is supposed to be 5-0 Arsenal. Nah, Bayern Munich, it's still Bayern Munich. Even if Bayern Munich lose 20 games in a row, it's still Bayern Munich. Harry Kane, Son, and all those guys, it is still Bayern Munich. So we have to be very careful in this game. We have to defend well. Now, one thing we do very, very well away from home, Man City, Liverpool, and all those guys, is defend well. Even against FC Portugal, we defended well. We only gave them like 2 chances that day until we made that mistake in the last minute. We went to Sevilla and won, but we lost to Lens and we drew to PSV in a dead rubber game. So away from home in the Champions League, we haven't done well this season. But usually in away games, the Premier League, we do very well in terms of just keeping it tight and taking advantage. And in the Premier League this year, we've got a lot of away goals, but against the bigger teams, Man City, Liverpool, we've been able to keep it tight and not concede too many goals. So I'm hoping for the same thing this time around. If we can keep it tight and nick a goal, that would be great. I don't think you're going to dominate position like totally. I think it's going to be a 50-50 in terms of possession. Maybe they'll have more, maybe 60%, and we'll need to take our chances. If Aston Villa, we take our chances against Aston Villa, we are having a different conversation right now. And maybe even against Bayern Munich, we could have been 2 goals up if Ben White scored that chance against Bayern Munich last week. So we could have been having different conversations. So something we know is we are going to get chances in this game. We have to take them. You're not going to get too many. But again, with that said, I watched Bayern Munich against Cologne the other day, and Cologne had a lot of shots, like 11 shots on goal on that day, and 5 or 6 on target. So they will give you chances. But as I said, it's the Champions League. Maybe they'll approach it more differently. But I still believe in the team. I still feel we have good players. We just have to make slightly better decisions. Midfield, don't change the midfield. Change the midfield back to what it used to be with either Jorginho or Partey next Declan Rice. We'll talk about the lineup. At the back, we know Kiwior is not going to work against Sane. We know Zinchenko is not going to work against Sane. Let's do the right thing in terms of that as well. And let's not make any mistakes. Again, most of the goals that we've considered this season usually come from mistakes. We are not a bad team. We are a very, very good team in terms of keeping position, in terms of pressing. We've scored a lot of goals this season. All that, we defended very well. We've considered the least, but there's always a mistake or two that usually costs us. We're hoping that doesn't happen right now. So We have to put the Aston Villa game behind us and go focus on this one. If we win this game, our confidence comes back up, and you approach those Wolves and Chelsea games better. I don't want what happened last season to happen this season. I said in the reaction for the Aston Villa game, if we win every single game right now, and Man City win every single game right now, and they finish 2 points ahead of us, I might be able to accept that. I'll be like, listen, okay, fine. We threw it away against Aston Villa, but we didn't capitulate. If there are 2 points ahead of us right now, there'll be 2 points ahead of us at the end of the season. I'll be able to accept that. I'll be like, we did everything we could. We lost one game in like 20. We did everything we could. But what I don't want to happen is in the last 6 games, we ended up losing 2 more and drawing 1 more and winning 3. We don't want that to happen. So we need to build the confidence, and we need to start with the Bayern Munich game. So it's going to be tough, but let's see what happens in this one. At home, Bayern Munich, they've beaten Man United this season 4-3. I think they drew 0-0 to Copenhagen. I don't remember the result with Galatasaray, but I'm sure they beat Lazio in the round of 16 after Lazio had won back in Italy. So they are going to give you chances. We just need to take them. I don't think it's going to be another 2-2. If it's a draw, I feel like it's going to be a 1-1 or something, but we'll wait for my prediction at the end. Which kind of lineup will we go for in this one? Which lineup do I want us to go for in this game? Now, we can't make any mistakes in terms of lineup. I feel like that not taking that chance in the first half, I guess. I mean, I rewatched that game and I was like, are we being unfair in terms of the judgment of the first half? Because it was working in the first half, the formation. We created chances, could have been 2-3 goals up. But in the second half, yeah, I didn't agree with the substitutions, and also they were starting to take over. We should have made a change in the midfield. So I think we need to go back to our usual midfield in this one. But let's start with the backline. And the backline, no doubt for me, I've always had this in mind, even before we played against Bayern Munich in the first round and against Aston Villa. I always had this in mind. Ryan goal, and then defensively, Tomias on the left side, Ben White on the right side, Saliba and Gabriel as the centre backs. No doubt about that. I actually thought this was going to be the score that started against Bayern Munich, because Tomias is a better one-on-one defender against the wingers. We've seen him doing a job against Mahrez, against Salah. So I'm hoping he can do something against Sane as well. Hopefully he doesn't get exposed, because Sane is very quick. A lot of people will struggle against Sane, but I'm hoping Tomias will be able to handle it better than what Kivio did last week. So that would be my backline. And if we defend to our capabilities, I think we are good to go. Last week, it was a bit of a calamity in terms of especially the first and second goal. Even the first goal mainly, because Raya made a mistake coming off his line. Gabriel made a mistake with the pass. Kivio didn't look ready for the pass. He made a mistake with that one as well. The ball was played in behind Declan Rice a bit too easy. I think Ben White played Gnabry on side. Like, it was like 6-7 players making a mistake in terms of just one goal. So it was a calamity on that day. So we are hoping that these defenders go back to defending how we know they can. And remember, last time Bayern Munich didn't have any fans in the ground. This time they're going to have thousands of them, so you have to be ready for that as well. I know the pressure is going to be there, but let's try and handle it more. The pressure could be more, but hopefully after the first leg, the pressure is a little bit off now, because the things we were doing that day, like that goal kick from Raya to Gabriel, I still don't think it's a penalty, but I don't think I would have complained too much if it was given. So there's that as well. Midfield wise, I would go with Thomas Partey. It will be more like a 4-2-3-1 for me. So Partey in midfield. When we have position, yes, Declan Rice can rush forward, but I would have Partey in midfield. Let's bring back Partey. Let's give him 60 minutes and then bring in Jorginho for the control in the last 30 minutes. That is what I would do. I need to bring back this midfield that we haven't really seen this season with Partey in midfield. If Jorginho starts, will I really be complaining too much? Not that much, but I do really want to see Partey in this one. I think he's fit now, even if it's this game. I did say when he became fit, he came back. I said even if it's for 2-3 games at the end of the season, the important games, the ones that we need a lot of experience and a lot of energy in midfield and a lot of experience in that position and all that, I want Partey for this particular game, because I want us to dominate them in midfield in terms of strength and physicality and all that. So Partey for me in midfield. In front of him, definitely Declan Rice and Odegaard. Odegaard is fit. he was taken off against Aston Villa, surprisingly. There was rumors about him getting injured in that game, but he's trained today, so he's okay. So Declan Rice and Odegaard in midfield need a lot of energy from Rice, a lot of energy and pressing from Odegaard, and a lot of creativity, especially if you don't have a lot of the ball. Odegaard's creativity is always there, though. I never doubt that at all. Now, on the right side, definitely is going to be Saka. He scored our first goal on that day against Bayern Munich. Hopefully, he does the same. Right now, there's no Alphonso Davies. Is suspended, so he'll be up against Guerrero on that wing. So let's hope Saka can dominate again, because he had put Alphonso Davies under a lot of pressure in the first 15 minutes. Alphonso Davies had fouled him like 3 times. He was on a yellow card. That's something I was disappointed with on that day. I thought like he would keep on going at him for the rest of the first half and hopefully get him to get a red card, but you never saw it at all actually for the rest of the game. So it was surprising. Saka on the right. Now, striker and midfield, and striker and left wing. Now, those two positions, we have Trossard, Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus, a lot of different options. I know a lot of people have been talking about Jesus recently, but remember, the Champions League has been our best player, and also in terms of the last game against Bayern Munich, him and Trossard came in and saved us. So on the left side for me, again, this was before the Aston Villa game, before the Bayern Munich game, I always had in mind away at Bayern Munich, we have Martinelli space on the left side, and that is what I'd have. Remember, Sane, the way he was counter-attacking us when he played them at our place, I need us to do the same with Saka and Martinelli at their place. And then up front, Havertz, Jesus, or Trossard, I have decided to go with Kai Havertz for this one. Bring that impact from the bench once again with Jesus and Trossard. So Havertz mainly because of the heading ability and the holding up of the ball and the runs in behind. He did well with the runs in behind against Aston Villa, but the finishing looked a bit too slow. So I'd still have Jesus coming on and Trossard coming on, and I wouldn't even mind if Jesus started in this particular game. But we definitely need to take our chances. Saka, Havertz, Martinelli, we need to take our chances. We can't miss chances in this game. Well, we're not going to get too many. If we do, we still need to score, though. We need to score. And then that leaves on the bench. Obviously allowed 12 subs against in the Champions League against your opponents. Ramsdale, Karl-Heinz, Zinchenko, Kiviel, Neni, Jorginho, Smith-Rowe, Trossard, Vieira, Jesus, and Ketia Nelson. A good enough bench. If you need to defend and you go to a back 5, if you're 2 goals up in the second half, you can bring in Kiviel and turn that to a back 5. If you need more midfield experience, Jorginho's there. More midfield energy. I don't know, if you just want to spoil the game the last few seconds and to bring in Elneny, who's very feisty and rowdy and is going to run after the ball throughout the last 5 minutes, you can bring him on, but obviously he'd not be the first choice. There's Jorginho, there's Trossard, there's Jesus, and all that, all of them who can come on. So that would be my starting lineup. Prediction time. Before that, make sure to hit the like button. Let me know what your prediction is and what your starting lineup is. My prediction for this game, it's been a very good year for us, you know. So we are very new to that loss to Aston Villa. We're not used to losing. I'm hoping you don't lose 2 games in a row, and I think we are not going to lose 2 games in a row. There's a chance we could go all the way to penalties, but the way my nerves could not handle that FC Porto game, I'm not sure you can handle it again. I am going to go for Bayern Munich to definitely score. Bayern Munich 1, Arsenal 2. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Arsenal to go through. More hope than reality, I don't know, but I'm sure we can get 2 goals once again. And if we defend well and don't give them those mistakes that we made against them in the first leg, let's hope. Because our first and second goals against Bayern Munich were really well worked. Like, we had to do all the hard work. And then for them, the first goal, we literally gave it to them. And then the second goal, Sane turned Kivior so easily, and we made a mistake by giving them a penalty. So I feel like we can still score 2 goals, and if we defend well, we can keep them down 2-1. There's a huge chance that could go all the way to extra time, but I'm hoping it's not like another Bayern Munich 3-0 or 4-0 or something like that. That would totally like kill our season if that happens. So I'm going to go for Arsenal to win this game by 2-1 and through to the semi-final. Let's hope so. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your prediction, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.